right, the good bit of news today actually involved you, consumers, shoppers across the country. Walmart getting a lot of buzz, even though the stock is down, that's from all-time highs, on the notion that it sees a very robust holiday shopping season, the most robust it's seen in years, and it's ready for it, both online and through conventional vehicles. It expects this to be a record setter. That could be very telling here because the consumer, you've heard before, is about 70% of this economy. But if he or she is inclined to buy it, even a fraction of what the Walmart folks are saying. Remember, we gotten similar buzz out of Amazon. Remember what happened in China with that one-day a single sale, the Alibaba developments there, record purchases, sales eclipsing $33 billion US. There must be something going on. Fairfax Global Markets CEO Paul Dietrich on that. What do you think, Paul?
Well, I think the question every investor is asking about Walmart and every other retail stock is, how is it doing against Amazon? And it's doing quite well, thank you. I mean,
how did they do that, Paul? Because I remember they were a lot of people were worried, oh, this is the death knell for Walmart.
They've really stepped up, especially in e-commerce sales. I mean, they were running for the last year or two 35% growth. This quarter, they had a blockbuster 41% growth. Their free shipping is competitive with Amazon Prime. They now have several different grocery delivery. You can get it in 2 hours for a certain amount of money. But I love they have one for $98 a year, which is about $2 a week. And you could order, if you give them 4 hours, you could order fresh food every day delivered to your house.
Incredible.
That is. I wrote a letter to the president saying, well, you've got these people delivering the groceries. Can you feed me at the same time? I mean, that would really be a service that would knock them out.
Processed meats and cheeses, home run.
Exactly.
But let me get your take on what it's saying about the consumer. Time and again, and smart folks like you have told me, Paul, that watch that consumer because it's the lifeblood of the economy. Continues to be. Corporate bosses might hold back on purchasing plans because they're uncertain about trade and where it's going or the currency and all that. But consumers are of a very different bent.
And why not? You have almost full employment in the United States. We still have, even though it's slowing a bit, we still have massive growth in employment. Wages are going up about 3%, and people are going to spend that money, especially at Christmas time. I think this is going to be the greatest retail sales event at Christmas, the holiday season.
And it's funny because there's not a single item for the parents have to get their kids. You know, you hear it's good for electronics, traditional toys, traditional items, high-end items. Tiffany looking forward to it, Cartier. So there must be something they see that even when their stocks get buffeted, certainly some at the high end, they weather it.
I mean, who's not going to buy a gift at Christmas time? You've got to buy something, and people will this year. And
so you buy those figures. I think the Retail Federation is saying 4 to 5% over last year.
Yeah, I think that's very reasonable. You know, one other thing that investors ought to know about Walmart, and I always tell my investors, in 2008 and 2009 during the recession, when the stock market, the S&P went down 57% during that recession, Walmart was one of the few S&P 500 companies that actually went up during the recession. Yes.
You know, Walmart, too, is doing something interesting that if you can't find it in one of their brick-and-mortar stores, they'll ship it to you online. So they have a way of working both to their advantage.
You know, if you look at their market cap, it's about half of Amazon. But if you consider that half of Amazon sales are cloud sales, they're really quite equal. I think this is the only company that can really go toe-to-toe with Amazon.
All right, we'll watch it closely. You've been ahead of the curve on lots of stuff, Paul. We'll see about this. Paul Dietrich, apparently, is going to be a busy Christmas shopper. He can afford to be. Meanwhile, Mark.